So yeah, you have this hallway in front of you, ending in these double doors.
Go to the end of the hallway.
Yeah, Edmont, it's the end of the hallway. And opens the door.
And opening the door, you see the very, very large room with the red carpet down the center of it, filled with peasants and petitioners, just queuing up, dozens, hundreds of them, along the center of the room. Let me get my notes in order here.
Is it this way? Is it
mean?
this way, or is it like across the room this way?
I don't know what you're asking me.
Are the line north, south, or east, west?
Line is running south to north.
Okay. So we're like behind the crowd, as it were.
On the side.
Coming into the side, you'd have to make a left turn and go out towards the front door to get behind the crowd.
Any doors on the other side that we see?
Yes, there's double doors over here, more over here, more over here.
Where
Oh,
do we-
from where I'm standing, where is the crowd? Like the line of the crowd. The back of the crowd, I mean to say.
The end of the line?
Crowd.
Okay, all right.
Down the center of the room. That's a big line. I didn't mean to draw all that, but
No, that's perfectly acceptable.
I was there. We could never do anything about it. Oh.
Victor's gonna go check this north door.
coming up to the north, you see that the room continues into several more series of double doors. Behind the pillars up there, a row of guardsmen with spears and shields, keeping the crowd at bay. Every few moments, they part to let a few petitioners beyond.
This room is like my worst nightmare.
It's a queue.
It's just gonna open these doors.
Guessing we're not going to like what's at the end of the line.
Okay, opening up the double doors. Victor, as soon as you open the double doors, you can see two guardsmen standing just on the other side. The room beyond is dark, by which I mean the ambient light that you have turned on does not penetrate into this room. Instead, it's lit by torch sconces along the north and south walls. As you open the door and turn, or as you open the door, the two guardsmen turn to address you. One of them says, "Do we have another one?"
Another what? I'm sorry. I was just looking for the privy.
At that, he waves you off. This is not the privy. Give me a perception check.
Let me know if a 21 is not good enough.
Against the back wall of the room, in the flickering torchlight, you can see several humanoid figures that have been chained up along it. The guards are trying to move into a position where you can't see the back wall, but you're able to peer around them.
Victor will take a step back.
And they reach forward and close the doors.
So that's a dungeon.
Let me try. Genie opens the door.
And same thing happens. The guardsman look through. He looks impatient, like you've interrupted. Do we have more or what?
Yes,
How many?
2.
Send them through.
And she sends Victor through.
Victor does not agree to go.
Yeah, Victor. Well,
Well, hold on. They're resisting.
give them a thump. They'll stop. Right on the bonds, he says.
Why don't you come out here and help?
So we've got orders.
Well, I've got unruly people out here.
Close
You're
the
gonna just-
door. We don't have time to argue. And he reaches forward and goes to close the doors. Ekon,
Yeah.
approaching the guardsmen, two of them step into your way. looking fairly belligerent. They motion back of the line with everyone else.
Can I see what's behind them from here?
Give me a perception check.
You got it. That'd be a perception of 28.
The guardsmen are attempting to move in a way that prevents you from seeing into the back of the room, but you can see more pillars and a smaller crowd of petitioners as well, being herded this way and that, so that at the ends of the carpet, only one petitioner at a time can step before the throne of the king.
And can I see the throne? It's not like, can I see who's on the throne from here?
There's somebody sitting on it, but at this distance and with so many people in your way, you can't make out any details. You also can't hear what's being said. There's too much noise and murmuring from the crowd behind you. But yeah, they're ushering you back to the back of the line. You have to wait with everyone else.
Can Victor
Hey,
push his way through the crowd?
Can Victor do what?
Push his way to the other side of the crowd.
Through the guards?
No, through the crowd.
Through the
Like
crowd?
the
Oh
other
yeah,
side.
you can shoulder your way through the crowd. It's not pleasant. It smells like dirty peasant and butt. What's next?
What was that, McDohl? Were you saying something?
Brother, do you have a? You tell me what's what everybody's queuing up for.
Can't see it from here.
Edmont steps back into this hallway.
Okay.
Spends 2 key points, casts invisibility on himself.
Okay.
Just gonna like wall run him. You gonna matrix above the guards.
No, I'm going to, as a bonus action, teleport. I'm back here now.
You wouldn't be able to see that square, I don't think.
How about this one?
What did you guys have? You guys didn't have the light set to dim light, did you?
We actually did because he was teleporting around in the other room.
In the Alice room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, you can see sitting on the opulent throne, looking bored out of his mind as peasant individually, each peasant steps forward to provide their case. You see Aslan Rex sitting head in hand, just massaging his temple. And every few moments, the guards direct the peasant to this door or the other door or back out amongst the crowd. And then the line of guards part to let a couple more come forward. So you actually would have a row of guards like this. And none of them seem to have noticed you.
We don't see the guards.
Yeah, none of the guards have appeared.
I don't know why it does that. Edmont,
Sir.
as you materialize, you start taking all of this in. The king turns in your direction. And you can tell that he can see you. He's having no difficulty seeing your invisible monk ass.
Edmont narrows his eyes. Takes up a fighting stance.
It's very well. Just the lad I was hoping to see. He makes a motion with his hands before him, and the guards hurriedly usher all the peasants waiting, the 5 or 6 waiting, back out into the crowd. The king steps down from his throne, turns around, removes the cloak from his shoulders, drapes it across one part of the throne. Then he places his scepter down upon the seat. And he reaches up, picks the crown from his head, sets it down upon the throne as well. Looks back to the invisible Edmont in the corner, which none of the guards can see, and says, "You deal with this." And then he walks away, and you see him no more. The guards are looking very confused, listless, even.
What did one of you guys do?
Yeah, you guys out here in the room, almost certain that you can tell that Edmont's up to some sort of invisible shenanigans. Other than that, there's no change. A couple of the peasants came back out through the line of guards, and that's it.
Victor's gonna open these center doors.
Edmont walks up to the dais,
Okay?
picks up the crown and scepter.
Victor, opening this door, there is another dungeon. You take up the crown and scepter,
Yep.
and do what?
Throws the cloak over his shoulders and drops invisibility. Takes a seat.
And as soon as you do, all of the guardsmen in front of you drop to their knees, bowing. Your Majesty.
Court is concluded for the day. I'm feeling fatigued.
Sorry, Your Majesty, it's not possible. Shall we continue?
Very well.
Call the next one in. The guards part in the southern end of the room. A couple of petitioners come through. And bear with me one moment. This is where I have to go to a completely different page of notes, completely separate from everything else in the dungeon.
We need to get him a bear-proof trash can for Christmas.
Yeah. Those don't actually work very well, though.
They're good at keeping humans out. Edmont.
Sir.
Two peasants are brought before you. One is claiming that the other's cow was grazing upon its land without permission. The other one is claiming that he doesn't even own a cow. How do you judge?
Is the cow in evidence?
No, it's just two dirty peasants have been brought before you. And they're both unbelievably furious at each other, and with just the righteous indignation of these people that they both feel that you're going to judge in their favor.
Slaughter the cow, divide the meat evenly. Edmont sounds incredibly bored by this.
The one calls out, "But I don't own a cow!" And the other one seems very pleased. And the guardsmen
You're getting half a cow for free.
drag them both away through the door. And then two more peasants are brought forward. One of them, he says, is stealing honey from the beehive on his land.
You have evidence of this?
His hands are covered in honey.
A witness? A witness who saw you?
Nope, no witness. Just one of them has his hands covered in honey. And again, they both just are furious at each other and looking to you for judgment.
Why do you have honey on your hands?
There's a beehive on his land that he takes honey from. For him and his family.
Edmont immediately sympathizes with Evelyn. Is a sentence that you never thought you'd hear.
How do you judge?
Dungeon up the thief.
The man with honey on his hands, dungeon him up?
Yep.
So one man is led out through the doors. The other man is brought into one of the dungeon rooms. Those of you out here, slowly but surely, the line is inching forward.
Do you know how impossible it is to get honey out of a dungeon?
Edmont's no longer invisible. You could probably see him on the throne now.
Victor's gonna check this other door.
Okay, but we're in this room now.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't feel like running another room at the moment. So the line is slowly inching forward as Edmont is making just banal judgments with no evidence one way or the other.
Is
And
to
there's
everybody.
Victor, tell the others to get in queue. I'm going to try and move this along.
Oh shit!
Who's getting into the queue?
Is there
I'll get in the queue.
Okay. No matter how many peasants
more
Edmont
peasants
sends...
are produced at the end of the line, right? As
Yes. As he proclaims judgments, more and more peasants join. It's a never-ending parade of them. But once you get into the line and the guardsmen see that you were there, you do inch forward slowly but surely. Edmont,
Sir,
how would you say, like, by what metric, just in 10 words or less, like, are you using to make these judgments? How would you describe yourself as king?
probably pretty he would like the questions that he asked were probably pretty about as cursory as are probably about the extent of his questioning of the situation before making judgments. And as far as like actual judgments go, if the accuser cannot produce evidence, then he dismisses them. If there is evidence, then he will dungeon the offender.
Nobody ever presents any evidence. It's always just one word against the other. So who's actually in the queue? Which, all four of you, or?
Genie for
Ekon's
sure.
gonna watch from here.
Orson, I guess, is not in queue. So I guess it's just Genie.
Okay. After a very long time, Jeannie, you find yourself ushered forth before the king. And you may now state your grievance.
Genie looks at Edmont and says, "Sup, dude?" No grievance. Just wanted to say hi.
Edmont, give me a charisma saving throw.
It's an 8.
Edmont, this peasant that's been brought before you is just wasting your time, and you are disinclined to judge favorably upon her.
Left her in irons.
One of the guardsmen steps forth to Jeannie with manacles, looks down at her wrists. She's missing a hand, my lord.
Genie looks at you and says, "Cousin, what the heck?"
Shall we take the other one? So Jeannie, you would be up here at this point.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's roll some initiative.
Oh,
As
God.
as I said, I am fatigued by all of this.
All right. 17 for Genie, 19 for Orson.
Yeah, this is going to be really fun.
For whom?
Maybe for Jeannie. For purposes of this encounter, Edmont does not count as an ally. Edmont, your goal in this encounter is just to get things back under wraps so you can move this line along. As long as that happens, I'll put it this way, any action you take in this encounter should be in furtherance of that specific goal. So who's at the top of my order here?
Edmont.
All right. So what is Edmont doing?
Edmont steps down off the dais. Goes to grapple Genie.
The other guards look shocked and appalled that this is happening. Like looking at each other like this must be the worst villain we've ever seen at court. If the king himself is stepping down to see to it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, go ahead and grapple Genie. That's funny.
Hey, Genie.
Yeah.
Does a 14 hit?
No.
It's an opposed check.
Wait, a pit? Yeah,
Oh.
you're making opposed
Oh.
grapple checks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Genie, you're making either
yeah,
athletics or acrobatics check.
That's a 2 then. So
Oh yeah, no, that's like a 18.
Okay.
then yeah, that's it for my turn.
I slap your hands away. Like, what is wrong with you?
Who's next?
Next up, we've got. Wait, is this right? How did Genie go? Oh, that was Edmont. Okay, so we've got Orson with Genie.
Orson is on the other side of the line of guards.
Right. Well, Orson steps forward and says, and he's looking for Ekon for, he looks to Ekon like, do we bust through?
Ekon nods.
Okay, he attacks the, I'm assuming there's an entire line of guards here.
Yes. Their job is to keep the rabble at bay. And right now you guys count as rabble.
All right. We only see the ones on the end here, but like,
Oh.
he's going to attack the one in this square right here.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. That is a 29 to hit.
That'll hit.
Right. For 8 points, magical piercing damage.
Let me bear with me one moment. That's going to trigger 3 reactions.
Okay.
I actually have to be very careful about how I notate this. All right, I have a 22 to hit Orson.
That is his AC.
Okay. I have a 17 to hit Orson.
No.
I have a 7 to hit Orson.
No.
8 points of piercing damage. They have spears.
Okay.
As Orson attacks this one, all 3 of them in the threat range use your reactions to attack him back. But this one's dead though, so that's cool.
Okay. Second hit.
Okay.
Does a 25 hit.
It sure does.
Okay, he takes 9 magical piercing damage.
Okay, it's gonna trigger.
Does it?
This is designed more of a trap than a monster encounter. They're not
Okay.
literally reactions. I don't hit anyway. I've got 10 to hit and a 17 to hit.
No.
Okay, so you did 9 points.
Yep.
That guard is dead.
And the butt against this guard for a 12 to hit.
12 will not hit.
Okay. That is the end of. Well, Orson's going to step through in here,
Okay.
and that's the end of Orson's turn.
Okay, who's next?
After Orson, we have Genie with Victor.
All right. Genie is going to. Cast. Genie's gonna slap that stupid crown off of his head. That's
Okay.
what she's going to do. So I guess I'll roll to hit on that. That is a 18 to hit.
Does that hit Edmont's
I
AC?
hit Edmont.
Okay. I've slapped the stupid crown off your forehead and off your head and said, "Edmont, snap out of it."
This dirty peasant just knocked off your crown, Your Majesty.
Yeah.
Edmont, what is Edmont's middle name?
Tiberius.
Edmont Tiberius Veritas, snap out of it.
The proper form of address would be Your Grace. Like, using the king's full name without any honorifics is...
Yeah. And Edmont says as much.
Like, at best, it's inconsiderate.
Yeah, and Edmont says as much.
Genie, moving or staying put?
Genie is going to stay put, I guess.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
the end of my turn.
Who's
And
next?
Genie does yell like, and tell everybody that Edmont's acting weird.
Who's next?
Oh, sorry, it's Victor with Ekon.
Gonna move.
Okay.
30 feet gets me to there. Is Edmont gonna be counted behind any sort of partial cover if I throw a dagger at him?
Yeah, he's going to have half cover because you're firing through a line of his guards. Unless you've got a way to, like, throw a boomerang through this opening.
I mean, Victor's got boots of flying. He can be above the guards.
If you go above the guards, then yeah, that would negate the cover because you'd be firing over
Yeah.
their heads.
Yeah. So how tall are the ceilings?
This is an enormous vaulted throne room. You've got...
Yeah, I'll say Victor's like 10 feet up in the air.
That's fine.
Yeah, so Victor's gonna throw a psychic dagger at Edmont and tell him to wake the hell up.
Mm-hmm.
Leave Eugenia alone!
Yeah, roll to hit.
Edmont, does a 27 hit you?
Absolutely does.
What kind of damage are we doing?
So, question. Do I have a choice in whether or not sneak attack damage gets applied?
Of course. You don't have to apply sneak attack if you don't want to. But you are eligible for sneak attack. There is an ally within 5 feet.
We're gonna see if a normal attack wakes him up first.
Okay.
It's psychic damage.
How much damage?
You're just gonna take 10 points of psychic damage.
Ow. I have 2 temp HP still, though.
Make a charisma saving throw, Edmont. Make this at advantage. Because your crown's been knocked off.
That's an 18 without advantage. If you want anything higher, you're gonna have to wait another round.
Did you make the roll at advantage?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
18.
Edmont, here's the predicament. You suddenly feel very foolish, very ridiculous, holding this scepter and wearing this heavy cloak. And you realize the situation, but if you don't act like the king, these guards are going to turn on you. So you are no longer charmed in this situation. You are no longer compelled to clap Genie in irons, but if you're not the king, who is? So that was Victor's turn.
Do you communicate that over the mind link?
I'll say by telepathy. Oh, thank you, Victor. But we have a new problem now.
Okay, here we go. Ekon? How many of this?
It's always a bad day when Destil starts drawing boxes.
10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Ekon calls down a firestorm of air. So everything in those cubes needs to make a DC, I believe 18? Yeah, DC 18 dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Because we're no longer in Darkon, Victor, you are not compelled to stop Ekon from casting this spell.
Very good.
I'm looking for an 18.
Yep.
Oh my god. Oh my god. 12 failures.
Okay, so they'll be enjoying 7d10 fire damage each.
So,
Half on a save.
let's go ahead and do this.
Did you say D10s or D8s?
You're right.
I don't think you got those 2 that are up next to me, up to me and Genie.
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 left.
Oh,
The cubes have to be contiguous, so
Right.
there's 1 or 2 that weren't in them. 47 fire damage.
yeah, that's you burn all of them to cinders.
And as my bonus action,
And probably
I will
some peasants.
I need a DC 18 strength saving throw from this one as they get pulled.
He passes that.
Okay.
So he's not pulled.
All right, that's the end of Ekon's turn.
How did I roll
That's
12?
an instantaneous effect, so those cubes are gone now.
Okay. Yeah, you feel your like heart seize in your chest when Destil just starts drawing squares all over the map. Who's next?
Next up, we've got purple with think top of the order after that.
Edmont, leaving your threat range.
Yeah, I'll take the attack of opportunity.
Okay.
24.
24 will hit.
Please enjoy 13 points of bludgeoning damage from Vitamin K.
That's enough. Put him on the ground. This one calls out, bewildered. Your Majesty, what's going on? He looks confused. He looks angry. He looks upset and very, very, very bewildered.
Genie cackles.
Viva la revolucion.
Genie cackles. The king doesn't have to explain anything.
Actually, I need to put a marker on 20 before I forget.
The king has said he is fatigued of this.
Okay.
All right, so we've got, I guess, the 20 now with Edmont on deck.
Victor's flying. I need Ekon, Orson, and Genie. Actually, this one's still going to use his turn. He's going to exit Edmont's threat range at that point, but Edmont's already used his reaction.
Yep.
He takes that position in front of Genie, lowering his spear down as this crush of humanity, now that there's no line of guards between them. So Ekon and Orson, strength saving throw, please.
That's a 12.
10.
10. Both fail.
You got Black Friday, son.
7 points of bludgeoning damage, and you were both knocked prone as this crowd just starts trampling over you as they rush forward towards the king.
Edmont, you better put that crown on that boy there.
They would get as far as the guard. Let's see if the guard also gets trampled. The guard does get trampled, and so Genie, the crowd is trying to get to the king, shouting angrily, rushing forward. And now all that stands between they and his royal majesty is you.
Oh.
And on their next turn, they're going to trample probably both of you. Who's next?
Next up, we've got Edmont with Orson.
Edmont.
I guess I should note that firestorm ignites flammable objects.
I guess the carpet's on fire then. That's fun.
But not plants.
Edmont doffs the cloak, drops the scepter, picks up the crown. Bonus action.
So you're going to teleport back out into the crowd?
Yep.
Okay.
I can get to 40, 45, 50 gets me there.
Okay. And doing what?
I'm bolting.
Just running out the front door of the room?
Yeah.
All right. Who's next?
Next up, we've got Orson with Genie.
Is there anybody... like what is the group's intention at this point? What is the goal?
Ekon's going to push his way out of the cloud and fly up to the ceiling and leave.
Okay. Leave the same way that Edmont's
We
going?
still haven't opened any of these doors.
I'm guessing those are more dungeons. I mean, we can take a look after the crowd calms down, maybe.
Right. Orson's going to stand up. He's not going to be able to get out like the rest of us. 10, 50. So he is actually going to run to one of these doors. And he is going to dash and squeeze up against this right here. And I guess he'll open it to see.
Okay. And beyond is a hallway.
Oh, jeez.
And he'll yell, "There's a hallway over here." And he'll step out into it, out of the path of the mob of humanity.
Okay.
So that's Orson. We've got Genie with Victor.
Okay, so are they still like barreling towards me? Or
Some of them are turning back around to chase after Edmont. They just saw the king run through the other side of the room. Well, no, they didn't. They saw him teleport. So the ones up by you are looking around confusedly. The ones toward the south are now chasing him out. Like, it's bedlam. It's absolute madness in here.
Okay. Genie is going to click her heels, fly up in the air, and she's going to fly over here and open this door. We're going to split the party, is what we're doing. We're going in 3 different directions.
A hallway beyond.
And Genie yells, "There's another hallway over here." And she is going to step out of the room. But
Okay.
And land back on the thing, and she uses her turn to dash. Get that little bit extra movement.
Hold on one moment, please. Okay. What's next?
Got Victor with Ekon.
You're just gonna move here and open the door.
And there is a hallway beyond.
Edmont, pick a hallway and throw the crown. So Victor will move to here and see what he can see.
That's about what you can see.
Okay.
Who's next?
Ekon. Can I pull myself out of the press of humans?
Oh, yeah. You can stand up.
Ekon is going to just fly up to the ceiling at this point and keep an eye on everyone
Okay. Yeah.
and dodge. Mostly think we should stay with Orson because Orson's the least mobile, but purple with white.
Edmont's.
Sir,
I'm going to make a bunch of rolls.
I'm sure you are.
I need an opposed strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics check.
I will take dexterity acrobatics if you don't mind.
Sure.
$16.
Okay, make another one.
28.
All right, make another one. Make this one a disadvantage.
14.
That's enough.
11. Okay. Make that 11.
They're grabbing at you from all angles, putting hands on you, trying to drag you down. You realize after a couple of them, they're reaching for the objects you're holding. And as you realize that, one of them snatches the crown from your head and darting away from you towards the north edge of the room, shouldering through the crowd himself.
Edmont uses telepathy. Stop the guy with the crown.
We're going to play crown football now?
A little bit, yeah.
All right.
Do you stop the man with the crown?
Are we on?
Now that
I do have a
everybody's decided to leave the room at a completely different angle.
I do have a reaction. I could attempt to attack and stun him.
You could.
Does a 12 hit?
12 does hit.
AC of peasant.
AC of peasant.
Non-lethally, 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. 10 points is enough to kill him, but if it's non-lethal, you just ring his bell and he falls unconscious to the floor. Another peasant snaps the crown up off the ground and resumes the journey. So we'll come off initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Are you stopping this peasant?
Yeah, where's the crown?
Yes.
Like, where in the map is the crown? Like, halfway? About here?
In the room. It's really not that important. I'll put a thing down.
Okay. Well, I'm about to drop a fireball on him. It is important.
Okay. So you're just blowing the room up with a fireball?
Yes.
Okay, you do that, and there are now several dozen dead, charred, burning peasants.
Did I
mixed
destroy
with
the crown?
The crown is sitting upon it, and before long, more peasants flood up over the mountain of charred ones. Nabs the
Victor-
crown up from where it is.
Ekon's gonna yell out, "Follow Orson!" Because again, Orson is the least mobile member of our party. Fly this way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Victor is going to steal the crown from the peasant and fly it out of the room.
To where?
Just out of the room into one of these hallways.
Which one?
Which the
Okay, we'll go over here.
Okay.
Edmont will use his his teleporting ability once again, and just kind of sidle out the room like it ain't no thing.
As the doors close in the room behind you, you just hear the banging and the pounding and the horrible coughing and choking sounds of the devastation of court. And you are still in
I'm
possession
glad
of
we made
the
a mess.
crown,
I'm
the
glad
cloak,
we made a
and the
mess of
scepter.
that.
Yeah, that's not the worst disaster to happen when we've been to court.
What was that about the crown?
You're in possession of the crown, the cloak, and the scepter.
Okay, what I would like to do is go through them in the bottomless pit, but we may have to find the other
Well,
way.
what
Oh,
if they're
hold
keys?
on. Before we do that, one of these might be a key.
We've got all of eternity to throw things in the bottomless pits. Let's assess the rest of the maze before we do that.
So Victor will pass these objects around to see if they are keys for anybody.
As far as you can tell, they're not.
All right.
Okay, so now it seems like we're stuck in here for now. We can at least assess what's going on this way.
Genie, looking to your north, you see a curtain in the back of the hallway.
Well, good a time as any, and she opens the curtain.
And inside, you see the remains of tortured and executed peasants.
Huh.
Most recently, the one with honey on his hands.
I told you can never get honey out of a dungeon.
I told them to dungeon him up.
And they
not
did.
execute
What do you
him.
think that means? When
Oh.
Aslan says it,
Victor,
Fair.
I mean,
same
I'm
thing.
just surprised he's still alive. He's already dead. I assume they would be torturing him for years.
Same thing down here, Victor. You've got a curtain separating you from the hallway and the room beyond.
Open it.
And you see another small chamber of tortured and executed humans. Although, Edmont, when you look into this one, you recognize that some of the petitioners are the ones that you ruled in favor of. They left the room thinking that the king had ruled in their favor, when in fact they were taken into this dungeon and butchered.
That's fucked up.
Is there a cow?
This place sucks.
There is no cow.
This place does indeed suck, yes.
Yeah, I agree. This is one of the worst dungeons we've ever been in. It's a good thing none of this is real.
When you come around the corner, there is yet another small chamber.
I can all
Oh.
telekinetically open that curtain.
This has-
Heavy is the king's brow. Heavy is the weight of the crown on the king's brow, and he
And it
opens
is
the.
yet another execution chamber.
Is the cow
Yeah.
in there?
Looking
I'm suddenly
north.
invested in this cow.
Edmont, as you approach this next junction, off to your left is a narrow hallway ending with a short curtain. Off to your right is a long curtain blocking the alcove beyond. And you see a strange glimmer of light peeking from beneath the curtain at the floor level on the other side.
Edmont is going to veer away from that for now,
Okay?
because I'm going to check this one before we go and kick over the bigger ant's nest,
Okay,
as it were.
it's another torture room. They got a lot
Yeah.
of these.
There's a lot of them, yes.
Is this the sex puppet show, Brick Road?
I hope it is not the sex puppet show.
Victor's gonna look around the corner before Edmond opens the curtain.
Yeah, the hallway continues around the corner.
Looks like there's just a small alcove here.
Yeah,
I'm not down the other way.
that's just an alcove.
No.
Yeah, Edmont will bump a fist with Genie and then pulls the curtain open.
It's an empty alcove, carpeted like most of the places are. However, sitting amidst the floor here, you see a coin with a light cantrip cast upon it.
That looks like something Ekon would do.
It looks like something
Yeah.
we threw down into the bottomless pit. Right?
So, if I'm right, the cloak, the scepter, and the crown would have ended up here regardless. Edmont scoops up the coin, hands it to Ekon.
Okay? Ekon, you got your coin back.
Oh, okay.
Jeannie will look up. Does
Yeah,
she
mark it
see?
down my sheet.
Is it just a hole in the ceiling?
Yeah, it's just like you're standing at the bottom of a long shaft.
Victor, do you still have that reverse gravity rope?
No,
No, it
became a rope.
unreversed.
It's just regular rope.
Okay.
We hit the button and it turned off.
You didn't hit it again to turn it back on?
We tried that. It didn't.
Yeah, they did in fact try that.
Sorry, I was casting Spine Familiar while it happened.
No, yeah, no, you're fine. Hey,
Well,
slow
you
down,
were
homie.
Coming around the
trying
corner.
to fix you.
No, I'm
Hallway.
yelling at Victor, who's running out like.
Continue. So off to your left is another small curtain, and then 2 more curtains along the left wall.
Edmont opens up the curtain, expecting to see more torture.
I am not here to disappoint you today.
Rad.
Yeah, these are
Edmont backs off. All right, are we ready?
Yep.
All right. Edmont will open up this.
Bear with me just a moment, please.
No,
No, oh no.
you've ran out of bears.
That label
Edmont.
sounds like a perfect title
Sorry.
for a video.
Pulling the curtain back, it reveals a small but cozy looking bedchamber. The kind which perhaps the king might use when he is traveling. The kind that might be, for example, built into a large wheelhouse.
Hmm.
I'm gonna start. Okay, well, might as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start shuffling through everything,
Okay?
tearing the place up, looking for things.
Nothing in the way of furniture. Everything here needs to be able to be packed up swiftly and moved. But yes, if the king were traveling overland in his wheelhouse, this is how you imagine it'd be decorated. So he has cushions to recline upon, and he has basins that can be filled with water, and there are chamber pots and the amenities of home on the road. Basically, you found Aslan's Winnebago.
Is it actually Aslan's Winnebago or just a replica of Aslan's Winnebago?
It looks like, well, actually, you guys had seen, nobody had seen
have
inside of his wheelhouse.
We hadn't seen inside it, but we had seen the outside of it. There's no mist pouring out in here, is there?
There is not. You've not seen. I mean, the only mist you've seen has been natural mists.
Is this a wall labeled secret door?
No, it's just a secret door embedded in the wall.
Am I aware of it? Sorry, my passive perception is 20.
Yeah, you can easily see the secret door.
Okay.
I think your familiar's been through this, haven't they?
I don't think so. I don't think back here, maybe. The other area is familiar with where I was watching when Lux came through. I don't remember any of this.
Victor's gonna open up this curtain.
Okay, and it is a second similar wheelhouse. The difference is the amenities here would be more appropriate for a regal young lady rather than the king.
Go rummage through, look for keys.
You find, I'm not going to say there's nothing of value because there's nice cushions and bedclothes and things of that nature, but no coins, no bars of gold, no magic items that you can discover.
A regal young lady, huh?
Victor throws a pillow at Jeannie and walks out.
I lost my hand for you.
What's next? Continuing down the hallway?
Yeah. Unless we want to go down the secret passage.
Let's come back to that.
Yeah, what about these, there was an alcove back here. Was there anything in it?
Nope.
Okay. Same story with these alcoves as we pass them?
I mean, there's nothing valuable in them. Nothing interesting.
Like vases and
Yeah.
chairs and
What's in
end
here?
tables and things.
The hallway continues down to another intersection. Edmont,
Sir.
to your left on the wall is a placard that reads in Darkanese, "No door here."
Edmont strokes his chin and then goes to try and push, pull, slide into the wall. this panel or
There
this
is-
door?
There is no door here.
There is no door here.
It's a wall with a placard hanging upon it. The placard reads in Darkanese, "No door here."
Is it a window? Can you lift
This is
up?
this is the first Darkanese we've seen in this place, isn't there?
It is a wall with a placard hanging upon it.
So this is the first Darkanese we've seen in here, right?
I think so.
The other signs would have read in Darkanese as well.
Oh, okay.
Because
Edmont walks past.
okay. There's a
Victor
few.
is going to intentionally and unscrupulously search because he doesn't trust the sign.
Make an investigation check. Edmont, the passage continues down to the south.
Go ahead and add a D4 to that for guidance. While I'm touching.
There is no secret door here.
You know what? I don't think a 26 is going to be good enough, so
Let's pump that up to a 36, maybe.
yeah, if a 26 isn't good enough, how about a 36?
You are very convinced there is no door here. By the way, if you were wondering the name of this dungeon and why it appealed to me for this particular purpose, there you go. Yeah, no, Victor, I mean, you go over it, you scrape your tools upon it, you press your weight into it, you give it a good kick with your boot. There's no seam, there's no hinges, there's no latch, there's no window, there's no nothing. There's no door here, just a placard that says, "No door here."
Victor will take the placard.
I mean, it's attached to the wall.
Well, can he pry it off with the crowbar?
Yeah, I take a crowbar for a few minutes, you pry it loose, put some elbow grease into it, and pull it off the wall.
And he tosses it aside and says, "Useless sign."
As soon as it lands on the floor, the carpet swallows it up and it vanishes.
Okay.
Looks like we would have ended up meeting up eventually anyway.
Appears to be that way.
Go this way through.
So, Ekon, you're coming down through this other passage?
Yep.
I'll follow.
Hey, bear with me just one moment.
Oh yeah.
And these alcoves have anything special in them?
That's why you're bearing with me for one moment. Ekon, peering around to the left, you see a small, sprightly creature, by which I mean it's a sprite.
Okay.
Is it a quickling? Are we gonna have to chase the quickling through the halls?
No, this one's flying.
Okay.
Very tiny creature, humanoid, and adorned in flower petals, strands of vine, and whatnot. And as she sees Ekon peering around the corner, you hear the echoing giggling sound, and she vanishes from sight into the alcove.
Do we chase her?
I mean, she went that way. They're that way, right?
Victor, by the time you come back up, you don't see anything.
Where'd it go?
The description says that it went this way.
That's where Ekon saw it disappear around that corner, yes.
Yeah, Victor will investigate the area.
So
See if
it's
there's
an empty
anything.
wall, and you really think what this wall could use is a placard that reads "No door here." Because there is, in fact, no door there.
What, any holes?
No, it's just an
Small tunnels?
empty wall. I mean, there's the same kind of adornments as you've been seeing around the place. Vases, bouquets of flowers, ornamental weapons and things hanging upon the walls.
Check the other alcoves.
Yeah.
You go back around. I meant south of Genie.
Genie will
I'll
peek
check
into
over
this
here.
alcove.
Genie,
Yep.
as you come up this direction, you hear a faint giggling noise for a second, and you catch glimpse of the sprite moving from this side of the alcove to the other. And she vanishes around the corner.
So I see her fly into the wall, or
More or less.
she disappears before I can get picture the wall.
It's difficult to say. It's more like you didn't see her literally vanish into the stone of the wall, but you can't think of another explanation for what it was you did see.
All right, Orson, I need you to go to this one, and I need somebody else to go and stand in the other two.
Should I come back to here?
Unless there's more alcoves down the other hall there.
Edmont.
Sir.
Approaching, you see the same thing. You catch a glimpse of her just for a moment, peeking around the corner, and then she disappears off to the left.
Ekon, get to the other alcove.
It's in here. It just left from where I'm at.
Victor will run down.
Victor, same thing. You catch a glimpse of her just for a second. She giggles at you, and then she disappears through the left wall.
Damn it, Ekon, get in the alcove.
Yep.
Ekon, same thing.
Yeah.
Why don't you roll me a d10?
Oh yeah. Which roll? I didn't even see which die I rolled there. That's
I'm sorry.
10.
A 10? Okay.
Yeah.
Edmont,
Sir.
the creature flits around, appearing in the room with you. Again, you don't literally see her emerge from the wall, but she gasps with surprise, not expecting to see you there, and you have a moment to attempt to capture her. It's going
Absolutely
to
going to do that.
take a strength athletics check to grapple her. Against her dexterity acrobatics at advantage. Roll high.
19.
Sorry, 19?
19.
19, all right. And she's about to flit out of your grasp, but you grab her by the leg. And she starts squirming and crying out. She's not giggling now, that's for sure.
Call out. Got her. Edmont walks back toward Orson.
And you're,
Over there.
as Edmont's coming to the north, he's got this tiny little woman in his hand, and she's pounding away her useless fists upon his big man boy fist.
We just want to talk. Hello.
So what do you tell her?
You are the second living... No. I guess you'd be more like the 8th living thing we've encountered in here.
What are you talking about? Jeannie just killed like 40 living, breathing peasants.
Are peasants really people?
Ooh. She begins begging you to let her go and insists that if you do, she'll open the door from the other side for you.
Other side of where?
And she kind of motions with one of her arms.
You mean the door that's clearly not a door?
She says there is no door there.
And how are you going to open it?
She's going to open it from the other side, but only if Edmont lets her go.
Let her go.
Yep, I'll let her go.
And she giggles at you and disappears through the wall.
Of course she is.
All right, let's do this again.
Does she not open the door?
No, she laughed at Edmont and disappeared through the wall.
I don't know what we're gonna gain here, but okay.
Edmont,
Sir.
she vanishes from your alcove, and I guess I only need a D4. Go ahead and roll me a D4.
There goes. 3.
3. So somebody give me a strength athletics check for Orson.
All right.
He chose poorly.
Against her, doesn't have to roll high this time.
Well, that's like over 20, so...
So you guys hear Orson call out, "I have her!"
All right, march her over here, Orson. And Orson, marches her over here. It basically shoves her at the wall.
Just squashes her into it.
Yeah.
And she makes the same offer. She's for real this time. Absolutely for real. If Orson lets her go, she'll open the door from the other side.
You're going to open the door now, and then we'll let you go.
She can't open the door now because Orson is squishing her to death.
If you don't open the door, I will cut your wings off next time we find you.
She squeals out in fear and horror.
You can open the door.
She can't. Orson's holding on to her.
Well, obviously you can't go through this wall, so explain how to open the door.
She
How
just-
you would open the door.
She's going to open it for you from the other side, but first Orson has to let her go.
Which requires you to do what?
She's just going to open it for you.
What is the mechanism by which it opens?
It opens like any other door, but only from that side. And then she resumes begging, please. He's crushing my tiny, tiny windpipe.
How is she talking then?
It's a good question.
Anybody else have any ideas?
We give her a second chance, and then if she tricks
have
us
that-
again, we cut her wings off.
You have that string, right? You had
I
like,
have it.
like 20 foot of string or whatever it was, something
10
stupid.
feet, 10 feet of string, yeah.
All right, cool. Hog tie the fairy with the string. We're gonna take her with us.
All right. That happens.
We really don't need to do this.
What?
For one thing, for all we've seen, we can just come back here. If we need to get it through there. Like,
Okay,
later.
we can just leave her hog tied up and like right here. Just put her on the carpet. It's fine.
Why don't you just tie the string to her and let her go through the wall? And if she doesn't, pull her back on the string.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
That's what I thought you were
that's
gonna
what I
do,
thought
but-
was- That's what I thought you meant, but no, you're gonna be like super cruel about it.
I have learned that the appropriate term for such a string or rope or cord used in this way is a creance.
Everyone got
Yes.
Learn. Da da da.
That is the name for the cord that you would use if you're training a hawk to fly back and land upon your arm.
And so, wait, if you're training a hawk, you put a cord, and what, if it flies away, you just yank it back? Like, how does that work?
That's exactly how it works. That's how
Exactly how it
falconers train their birds.
Oh my god, that's mean.
The end of the cord is attached to your glove.
Okay.
So you
Let's do
you
that.
tie off the string under her leg or what?
Tie it. I don't know. Tie it around her waist in like a triple knot or whatever.
Okay. She begins feigning like she can't breathe, but she definitely can.
All right. Go. It's like she reminds me of Tinny for some reason.
And you let her go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Open the door. Destil's like way smarter than me apparently, because I'm like, I came to if this works, right solution, entirely wrong implementation.
Orson.
Yeah, no, I thought you
Or
were
Genie.
talking about letting her letting her on a tether.
What is Orson gonna do?
As soon as Orson lets her go, and she flits out of his grasp, she begins to untie the string around her waist. Now that her arms
He
are
yanks
free.
it. He yanks it.
And she coughs, and he grabs hold of her again.
Right.
Victor pulls out his dagger.
So
Look, what is there anything you want? Is there anything we can give you that would make you actually go through and open the door without, this having to come to violence?
She promises that if Orson lets her go, and you don't let Vidker get near her with his knife, she will absolutely 100%, for realsies, pinky promise, go and open the door right now.
Does she understand what's going to happen if she doesn't?
It's difficult to say what she understands.
she's not real, Victor.
No, Victor's asking Ekon. Ekon's trying to reason with her.
Like, all right. Just loop the string around her continuously, where she can't Man, you know what? Just forget it. I'm done. Jeannie just says,
Wow,
I don't want to deal with this, and she leaves.
you broke Treble, Brickroad. Congratulations.
Does Orson let go of her?
Yeah, Orson lets go of her, and he motions for her one more time to go through the wall
Okay.
and open the door from the other side.
This time, she disappears through the wall.
Okay. He still has the string.
The string is just kind of suspended.
Is it still in motion?
It looks like it's connected to the wall, but the mechanism by which it's connected is not apparent.
Is any sort of door starting to open?
Can he pull the string?
He pulls it and he feels some resistance as though it's embedded in the wall.
Oh, okay. All right.
Orson, let it go. We're going somewhere
Just-
else now.
Yep.
And no door opens?
So you leave the string embedded in the wall.
Yep.
Victor
Alright.
will do a quick check of the alcoves and see if she's being...
A smart aleck.
You don't see her again.
What's down this way?
A
Pray
hallway.
tell.
Does... And the door doesn't open. Okay.
Well, there's no door. There's no door there.
There's clearly no door there.
There was a sign and everything.
And clearly it doesn't open from the other side.
Edmont, you're standing
What do
in
we have with
another
this T junction?
with several alcoves and several more curtains.
Edmond lets out an exhausted sigh, and then turns this direction.
You have a curtain to your left and then a smaller one to your right.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to
Why are you-
catch that. Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry. I
What
was
you're
trying
doing.
to pick my dude up.
Everything's ruined. Pull the curtain.
Yeah, I'll open this curtain.
Inside this small room, which is not a torture chamber,
Oh,
but rather a kennel. Did not mean to open the music player. Sorry about that. Inside of which, 2 hungry dogs are chained to the floor.
hmm. Can I attempt to befriend the animals?
How so?
Soothing words.
Do you have
Calm.
animal handling?
I do. In
Make an
fact.
animal handling check.
24.
24. You're not going to be able to calm these dogs down because they've been starved. They have nothing to eat.
I do have some rations.
Are they meat?
Yeah.
Do you have bacon
hardtack
strips?
stuff. Yeah.
Hardtack is not meat.
Had jerky and hardtack, yeah. That kind of stuff.
Do you throw some?
Yeah.
Throwing jerky into the room, and the dogs begin eating it ravenously.
How are they tethered to the floor?
To a chain hook in the back of the room, just like you'd tether a dog to the ground.
Okay. Will they let me go there and inspect how they're tethered?
They're both preoccupied with the jerky for the moment.
Mhm.
Yeah, you
Can
can
I-
get to the back and they're
I-
chained to the ground.
Could I remove the chain from the hook?
You can, but then the dogs will be free. Is that your intent?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll roll some initiative. That's it.
Man, you guys yell at Victor for doing stuff erratically.
I do not want to hear it.
All right, who's at the top of my order? Oh, let me get the right
All
stat
right, let's
block
see
here.
here. First up, it looks like we've got Victor with Orson.
Does Victor have any idea what's going on from where he's at down here?
No, actually, Victor would be surprised. Everybody would be surprised except Edmont. So unless you have some way to not be surprised.
Pattern recognition.
Yeah, if Victor didn't know what's going on, he would just open the door to look inside this room.
Well, you don't have a turn. You're surprised.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so who's the first person who's not surprised then?
So it was Edmund?
Sorry, the first. I mean, I think the only person who's not surprised is Edmont, right?
Yeah, Edmont, as soon as you unchain these starving, snarling dogs, they're going to probably run out of the room and attack your allies.
Can I grab hold of the chains and dodge? Try to hold them at bay.
You're going to need to pass 2 strength checks. Actually, strength athletics. We'll call this a grapple. But you're going to have to pass 2 of them, and if you fail either of them, you'll lose both. Make sense?
Yeah.
Look at that roll.
Oh, That's an 18 for one. 19 for the other.
All right, I have a 3 and a 4. So yeah, you snap up the chains and then dodge on your turn.
Yeah. I'm gonna move back toward the entry to the curtain here.
Okay. They're both going to attack you. And they both have pack tactics. And they're both at like half health. Where's my 20s at? Usually by now I've rolled like 6 20s. I have a 22 to hit you.
That'll hit.
And a 17 to hit you.
That won't.
Actually, let's do the 22 first, because then the second one might.
If they already have bad advantage for pack tactics, they don't get advantage for knocking me prone.
11 points of piercing damage from the
Yeah.
bite. And I need a strength saving throw, please.
1 second. I have to math.
Too much math. Not enough love.
Strength saving throw?
Yes.
That is at 11.
11, then you are knocked prone. But no, the second one doesn't get super advantage from being prone. But yeah, the first one grabs you with its teeth, pulls you to the ground. The second one snarls above you. It looks like Edmont's about to get eaten by slavering dogs up here.
So Genie's surprised, and then it's Victor, I think?
Actually,
Okay.
because Edmont is now prone, counting his space as difficult terrain.
Did still have hold of the chains.
Yeah, they can't go away from the chain, but they can get over and around you, knocked on the ground now. All right. I think that's going to come back around to the top of the order, and nobody is surprised now. You've all heard the snapping and snarling.
Does it take an action to open a door? Or a curtain in this case?
No, you just pull the drawstring.
Nah, Victor's gonna pull the drawstring to look inside real quick.
Victor, you see a kennel with 2 starving, slavering dogs chained to the floor.
Yeah, no. As Victor will move to this corner here. And he will proceed to attack the dog closest to him.
Okay. Make sure that I'm tracking their...
Is a 15 gonna hit?
Yes, 15 will hit.
Yeah, okay. It's gonna be 10 points of sounding damage.
Okay. It is bloodied.
Alright, let's go for an offhand.
I mean, it was already kind of bloody because it's starving to death.
So an offhand is gonna be an 18.
That'll hit.
It's gonna be 3 points of sounding damage.
Okay. And that is enough. Edmont, you feel one of the chains you're holding go slack.
Got Orson with Ekon.
That's the end of his turn.
Okay. 27 to hit.
That'll hit.
11 points.
Okay.
Second hit. 25 to hit
That also hits.
for 11 points.
And that's enough. And Edmont, you feel your other puppy leash go slack.
I'm disappointed in all of you, but okay.
Orson like lifts you up. Didn't these dogs maul you?
They tried to. Most of that went through temp HP, but whatevs.
I guess I'm gonna open this curtain.
Okay.
We've all agreed that we don't need to mess with these dogs, right?
Yeah,
Let snarling dogs sigh.
I tried.
You see another large alcove. This one looks very similar to the one that you found the coin at the bottom of on the other side of the dungeon. In fact, when you look up, you also see it as being the bottom of a tall shaft.
What about this one then? Eugenia will open this one.
This one looks identical to the one that Ekon just opened, except the ceiling is just overhead.
That's the top of a long shaft.
It is 10 or 12 feet high, about standard. But it does not look as the bottom of a tall shaft.
Oh, okay.
Alright, I guess let's finish opening up doors.
Should we to the north? Yeah.
Coming north, Edmont, you see another curtain on either side of the hall, and then the hallway turns off to the right. You see a placard hanging upon this door, or this wall. Opening this room
Here's our curtain here.
reveals another kennel with 2 more dogs.
More dogs. Edmont turns around. Now,
Victor's checking south.
Victor's going south.
Yeah,
Okay, the hallway turns
Victor-
around down there, but we're up here right now.
that's fine.
Victor opts for the PP smasher. I see.
What's next?
I'll open this. One first.
This is the most bizarre of the 3 that you've opened, because when you open the curtain, you think you're looking at a solid wall in front of you, but you realize there's actually a crawl space down near to the floor about the height of your knees that you could hunker down and crawl underneath.
Edmont goes down to prone and peers through it.
Okay.
To go to limited dark vision.
I mean, there's not much to see. The room itself is just this small alcove. Give me a perception check.
Pretty good. So 15.
15.
Yep.
Feeling around, it's hard to see anything because you're hunkered down so low to the ground. You can feel your back scraping against the very, very low roof. But you feel something cold with your hand. And when you reorient yourself, you find what looks like a dollhouse serving plate. For example, think of the last time you were served, say, a Thanksgiving turkey on the big serving plate that you carve it up on. Imagine getting one of those for like Barbie's dream house.
Edmont pulls it out.
It's metal, it's glinting, it's made of silver, and it seems to be covered in grease and tiny bones.
Edmont stands up after pulling it out.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of this?
Genie
Very
reaches her-
small turkeys.
Very small turkey, yes.
Yeah. Where's
Very
Victor?
small turducken.
Do any of the 3 of you have medicine as a trained skill?
I do.
Ekon, give me a medicine check, please.
You got it. That's a medicine of 15.
The tiny bones aboard the plate aboard the serving tray are definitely not turkey bones. They are very, very tiny human bones,
Oh, that's lovely.
as though they had come from a very, very tiny human.
Right, no, I figured that much.
That is very distressing.
You guys find something up there?
Tiny human
World's
bones.
smallest cannibals.
Oh god. Is it pixie bones?
Could be.
Victor will go
Actually,
take a look with his not medicine skills.
I mean, looking at them, they're their correct size. You all
each of you take this.
Meh.
Edmont hands it to Ekon.
No. This better not be a key, and he'll hand it in disgust to Genie.
it gets passed around, and everybody has now had. It's a very handsome, tiny little silver platter. It's about the size of a silver coin, maybe. Not quite as thick, and covered in grease.
Yuck. Genie walks down the hall.
Edmont sets it back down.
Got one
Genie,
more.
there is a placard against the wall right here.
Uh huh. What does it say?
It says no door here.
I'm getting tired of this.
Okay. All right. Do I have anything that can cause an explosion?
I mean,
You're
can
asking
try
yourself
checking
that?
the wall.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
hammer.
Yeah, I'll check the wall.
Okay, you check the wall. There's a placard hanging upon it. It reads no door here.
I would like to investigate the wall like thoroughly.
You do that. You find a placard hanging upon the wall that says no door here.
Okay. All right. All right.
Edmont moves around the corner
Is the-
and... Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Open that.
Okay.
Edmont, opening it up, you see another kennel with more slavering dogs.
Let's it close.
All right.
Victor pulls out his hammer and a little chisel and scratches off the word no.
So you're just holding your chisel up to the placard, and you're just trying to hammer it out, like bend the placard, like.
No, he's like scratching the word no, so basically says door here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's trying to obliterate the word no on there.
He's trying to golem this.
God, that's not the solution, but I fucking love that solution. That's so good. Like, there's a part of me that's just like, I should give it to him. But no, you just have to face the placard. Now it reads, door here.
Elbereth. I'll write Elbereth on the floor and then continue walking.
All right.
I do love that so much.
It's so net.
Worth a try.
And you come back to the door, or the wall with the secret door in it.
Do you want
really
to check
quick stuff.
south before we head through another door?
Oh, did we? Oh, I
Any
didn't
other
even realize
solutions
we.
to these series of chambers?
Yeah, Victor was checking out
I didn't
south
realize.
earlier.
Yeah.
Coming to the south, it turns back around. Curtain there, and then it connects back up.
I guess we're just gonna open all these curtains.
Yeah, check that.
Yeah.
Victor, you open the curtain into another kennel with 2 more dogs. Edmont,
Sir.
you open the curtain into it is a kennel. Let's not mince words. That's exactly what it is. But it's been converted into a very cramped and uncomfortable looking living quarters. As you draw the curtain, there's a man, a harried, put upon, very nervous looking man who is sitting upon a pallet in the back of the room, who glances up as you look in. He's got a candle lit. So the small room is illuminated with candlelight. He looks up as he sees you.
Hello.
And he looks around. What do you want? I'm very busy. I'm trying to...
Is he speaking Darkanese?
Yes, he's speaking Darkanese.
Okay.
And
Edmont
Genie,
says,
before Edmont ruins the rest of the campaign, I will just say that there's another kennel back here.
good.
Yeah, Edmont, he looks exasperated. What do you want? I'm very busy.
Perhaps there's something we can help you with?
He shakes his head, says there's no food left to feed the dogs.
Ah,
I've tried every which way. I've made requisitions. I can't catch anything. I can't. They might die, and if they do, then His Majesty will take it out on me.
Genie whispers from the corner, "Put the crown on and say, tell him you absolve him of the responsibility or something like that." I don't know.
it's not a bad idea. Edmont puts the crown on, says, I'm the king, and I do not hold. I relieve you of your charge.
Make me a persuasion check.
This is not going to work.
I had to throw away this 20, my first 20 of the day.
Oh, that's a 15.
All right. Hey, he looks at you skeptically for a moment, but then he takes a knee. Your Majesty. And recognizes you as the king.
Ask him if he knows how to get us into these rooms where there's no doors.
Do you? Where did you get your food for the dogs before?
There were fairy catchers who would bring them. But they've all gone. I don't know where. I'm not in charge of the fairy catchers. I'm the kennel master, Your Majesty.
Fairy catchers. They eat fairies?
He nods vigorously. They're delicious.
Edmont lets out a long sigh.
Of course they do.
I shall return anon. Edmont closes the curtain and steps away.
Calls after you. Your Majesty, what should I do?
Wait here.
Victor's gonna knock out this last room south before we go catch a ferry.
Another.
Well, that was distressing and confusing.
Well, we can always tell the fairy that if she doesn't open the door, we'll feed her the dogs.
Well, Fairy's gone. She left.
She may be back. We haven't checked. She probably went in that room and untied the rope.
Okay, but by my reckoning, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 dogs to feed at this point. That's 10 fairies.
You're assuming that a dog only eats one fairy.
And that's true.
So, I'm only saying this because I understand that nothing here is real, but, and I know you don't want to hear this, Edmont, what if we just kill the dogs?
I think that's foolish and short-sighted.
Do you have a way to feed them? To prevent their suffering?
I mean, I can conjure food tomorrow if we're going to be here longer than a day.
Yeah.
What's next? I think you got pretty much the whole map now. Just about.
Right.
Well, this section is mostly the court and its surrounding areas.
Yeah. I think we return to the dining hall. And give Ekon a chance to pray to air for the
I mean, I still got a ton of resources. Like, I'm not in a hurry to take a rest. Like, I think we can probably explore more of the dungeon.
I think
we have.
There's up here, right?
yeah,
There was a secret door there, yes.
that probably leads to the other side of that one room, which might be smart because, you know, if we're not going through those doors, maybe the size effect won't happen.
We also have this passageway to the south here.
Yep. I don't think we know what that connects to.
Yeah, let's go that way and see what that connects to real quick.
Okay, heading. See what connects to this hallway.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, that's
save this map.
So, Burkhardt, I'd like to use a lifeline, like 50-50, if you don't mind.
That show was terrible, and you know it.
Phone a friend.
You have friends? And yes, it connects up to this hallway here.
Okay, I guess we'll go back the other way and go through that secret door.
So I'll tell you what. Let's do it this way because we've pretty much explored all the map. So take a minute. Let's take like 5 or 10 minutes, right? I'll switch maps however often you want, but just make a list of everything that you want to go through and double check. Now that you've found all the walls, what do you go and poke? Let's see if we can get a little bit organized.
So, we have the ASMR rooms we haven't really fully explored.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
haven't really thought about that. Yeah.
A lot of the
There's
rooms on this map you guys have poked into, but haven't actually played around with a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what have
The
we played
art room
around
we
with?
haven't. The art room we really haven't done much with.
Yeah, so we have the art room, we have the ASMR.
We haven't really dealt with an insufferable torment, right?
I'm going to be
Calculus
right back.
torment?
2 minutes.
No.
Right.
No, basically this
Um,
whole top section we haven't really.
Yeah, we
There
just,
was
we just felt that out. Yeah.
I think we should stop by
The
this
bedroom.
place
Torment,
first.
Yep.
That is a room of machinery. We can go in there. Jeannie can look around, and then head back out through the restroom, I guess.
And I don't. Did we fully explore the inn area? Like it can't have just
Yeah,
been really gets a key.
For doing the 3 mirror rooms, nothing aside from the fact that each of those mirrors showed up in the token room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we
yeah,
haven't
so-
actually checked back with the token room since we continued exploring, so there's
That's what I'm-
probably
that's
a
what I'm
lot more of a
wondering.
mess in there.
Yeah, how many more pieces are on the floor? Also, like with the mirror rooms themselves, like we killed stuff, we didn't really investigate the mirrors after we killed everything.
It's true.
well, the mirrors broke, so
Yeah, mirrors did break.
All right.
I think we should check the token room first. The
Yeah,
one
let's
full of
check-
game pieces.
yeah,
see
let's
what's
check the
just see
token
what's
room.
in there.
Okay. The
Yeah, we can
token
check-
room.
Yeah, over by 17 here.
That vibrating desk room too.
The following things are upon the floor in the token room. Like little Warhammer pieces. A red hag, a green hag, a blue hag, the Dullahan, Wildefrog, 4 fairy dragons, 5 butlers, Azalin, and 2 slavering dogs.
How many more pieces do there appear to be? Or is it
Does-
basically like a countable number?
Not only are there still dozens of pieces on the shelf, it doesn't look like any empty places on the shelves where pieces had fallen from.
Hmm.
Okay, so we need to solve that by figuring out like the pieces we need, and then to collect them and then do something with them.
Well, they had learned that picking a piece up off the floor and placing it on the shelf will revive the corresponding
Oh.
monster.
This
Yeah.
is just the respawner.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is just so we don't put the dungeon into an unsolvable state. This is the anti. Yeah, okay. This is the King's Quest.
This is
Yeah.
the anti-soft lock room.
That's what I was looking for. Thank you. Okay.
Jeannie would like to check out this room.
Torment? Unsolvable torment?
The treasure.
Well,
room.
she
I
wouldn't
think
go
it
through
was treasure,
Yeah, she's gonna go through this door.
unimaginable treasure or something like that.
Yeah.
So from here on, when we're going, because I imagine from this point we're going to be poking around the dungeon in a lot of different directions. It's very helpful for me to say room numbers if they have them.
12.
Well,
Number 12.
Gotcha.
And for reference, we're keeping Bedros in room 5, and I'm telepathically ordering him to change settings as we need them.
That's fine. Going, yeah, room 12. This is a small 3x3 room. There are signs upon the doors on the inside of room 12. The north one reads incomparable rests. The right one reads unspeakable pain. And the south one reads uncountable treasure.
I've already opened this door and there was some kind of machinery in there, and that's what I want to investigate.
Okay.
So Jeannie is going to go through this door and into this room. She's going into the door marked rest, and then
Coming into door 12 through the north room, nothing
Right.
happens to you.
correct. And then she goes into the room marked treasure.
Going through the door marked treasure and coming up, it is a large, very gaudy looking device covered in mechanisms. Like on the front, you see glass panes that are illuminated from something within. Along the side is a large lever with a big bulbous, like brass ball on the end of it. Almost ostentatious in its presentation.
I know what this is. Jeannie pulls the lever on the slot machine.
You pull the lever on the slot machine. Roll me 3d20.
That is an 18, a 12, and a 2.
Bear with me
You want-
one
unless you
moment.
want the total. I can give you that too.
Oh, he can get the total.
No, I need them individually.
18,
Make him do his
12,
own
2.
math.
18, 12, 2?
Yep.
I have a table that I'm going to look at now.
320s.
We're gonna be here for a while.
Genie,
Yeah.
the first reel of the slot shows a pineapple.
Huh?
The second shows a stick of cinnamon. The third shows a pair of spiked boots for mountain climbing. And they each begin illuminating in turn, one after the other.
Okay.
You hear a ratcheting sound, and the lever ratchets back into place and locks.
Meaning I can't pull it again?
You try?
Yes.
It's locked, but it feels like it's supposed to be locked. When you give it a little bit of resistance, all three of the panels in front of you, showing the three objects, illuminate from behind for as long as there's resistance. Then when you let go of the lever again, they begin flashing in turn.
So they stay, but the symbols don't change.
The symbols do not change. There's a pineapple, a stick of cinnamon, and a pair of spike-edged boots.
Okay. I have no clue.
Okay.
No. Like Genie's gonna start like disassembling the machine.
Give me a call it Dexterity Thieves Tools.
All right.
Well, what are you disassembling with?
Well, I would rather use my. It doesn't matter, but I would rather use my Tinker tools. I
Tinker
guess.
Tools would apply. That would
Okay.
apply here. Disassembling a mechanism.
All right. That is a. You said dexterity.
Yeah.
That is a 19.
What are you trying to what part of the machine are you trying to disassemble?
Genie is trying to take the front of the machine off, I guess.
Like one of the three panels?
Yeah, she's trying to take the front panel off.
Which one?
There's more than one. The one.
There's
the
three
one-
panes of glass.
3 panes of glass. No,
From which
I guess the one with the pineapple.
Okay. You spend a few moments with your tools, and you find the place where the glass is affixed to the front of the machine, and you slide it away, and ensure it doesn't fall and break. When it does, a real pineapple falls out of the front of the machine. The cavity of the machine inside is filled with gears, wires, loops of cord, little illuminated fixtures. But a real pineapple falls out from the pane and lands at your feet.
Okay.
Mankind's greatest treasure, a pineapple.
Okay. I guess I will put the thing back together and pull the lever again.
So you slide the glass pane back into place, fix the joints together. Give me another roll for that. Failing the roll means breaking the mechanism instead of disassembling it. That's the risk here.
I thought you meant like roll for the.
No, roll your
Oh, that
Tinker's
is a
tools.
32.
Okay, you're good. Yeah, you get it back into place. As soon as you do, though, the whole machine, all the sounds and lights of it, completely fade out for a moment. You feel the lever go completely slack and fall down. And then it ratchets back up into place. The thing comes back to life once again.
Okay, I'll pull the lever.
You pull the lever. Give me roll 3d20.
Genie, did you put the pineapple down while you were doing that?
Pineapple's laying on the floor in front of Genie's feet.
Yeah, Ekon's going to telekinetically pull the pineapple over to him.
Okay. Who's holding the doors open in this room? Because the
Oh,
doors.
really not.
they'll-
Well, I mean, I've been holding up the one I've been standing next to.
Okay.
He's Victor holding up the other one.
Okay.
One open.
Yeah, you pull the pineapple. As far as you can tell, it's a real pineapple.
Ekon will get out his knife and cut out. a couple
Don't
of
eat it.
Don't eat it.
We're going to need heat at some point in here.
What are those?
That's 15, 16, 16.
15, 16, and 16?
Yeah.
He sighs, looking wistfully at this chunk of pineapple at the end of his knife.
Has he ever seen a pineapple before? Is that like, can you get pineapple?
Oh, sure, we're fancy nobles. We had to have had those imported, right?
Yeah.
One of you guessed pineapple in the dungeon with all the fruit
Yeah.
passwords.
We
Yeah.
did.
Like Genie hollers back, "Don't eat it! I heard pineapples digest you back."
Genie,
Yeah.
Smells really good.
the center and right hand panel are showing the same object. A water skin filled with some sort, you don't know what it's filled with, but a water skin that's filled with some amount of liquid.
Uh-huh.
The first panel is showing a remarkable device. Completely, like seeing the device, you being an engineer, being an artificer, you immediately understand what it is and how it works. It's a huge basket. Affixed to the basket are lengths of cord and rope, above which is an enormous canvas bag. Affixed to the center of the basket is a device that blows hot air up into the canvas bag, thereby lifting it from the ground. The idea of this thing is phenomenal, and you immediately understand how to build it, having 15 levels of Artificer.
Genie does a little dance because that is legitimately like her, like flight is something that she's always wanted to do, like magically assisted.
The 3 panels go back into the flashing sequence, but this time the ingenious device flashes for a moment, and then both of the water skins flash simultaneously. So now you're in a sequence with 2 flashes instead of 3.
Does anybody have any ideas?
Try pressing the blue one.
Can you lock the ingenious device somehow?
Can you get? Yeah. Can you?
See if pressing on the panel like locks it in place or
Can
something.
you press the panel and?
I'll try that. Is there any like mechanism to like click them in place?
Just the glass panel itself.
Just push on it.
I did. I pushed on the glass panel.
Which one?
The ingenious device.
The ingenious device. And yeah, you feel a slight amount of give, and as it does, the illumination in the panel subsides. The other 2 water skins fade away, and you hear something click inside the lever, unlocking it.
There you go. Let it ride.
Let it ride, I guess.
Okay, roll me 2d20s.
We've been on. We were on that gambling riverboat.
That is a 11 and a 15.
11 and 15. Uh, 15 is the water skin in the center.
Oh, I thought 15 was I thought that was 16. Because 15 is what gave me the device last time.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, so 15 gets you another ingenious device.
Okay, well, I'll try
And
to lock that in place.
the other one is a piece of citrus fruit.
I'll try to lock the ingenious device in place.
Okay, you push the panel in, you hear the ratchet give way, and now you have 2 ingenious devices.
And I'm going to roll. I'll pull the lever again.
Roll d20.
11.
An 11
Yeah. Citrus.
is a piece of citrus fruit. And at
Can I
that,
pull
the lever locks into place. The machine, all the little fixtures begin to illuminate. You hear chiming sounds from inside. And roll initiative.
All right, 20 for me and 21 for Orson.
So, Gina, you're actually standing in this room.
Right.
Like, you're not, I don't know where you actually are.
Just in front where, like, I guess where I don't know where I'm at either. Here I am.
So these are green. All right, and Ekon and Victor are holding the doors open. So who is at the top of my order?
Got Victor at 22 with Orson at 21.
Victor, behind you, a back panel on the device suddenly slides open, and 2 of these tiny little ingenious devices fly out from the back and start swirling around Genie's head.
Well, that's probably not good.
Nobody's surprised, because anybody who would be surprised by this mechanism doing bizarre things is just not paying attention.
Yeah.
Victor's gonna try and break one of them.
Okay, break one how?
Throwing a dagger at it.
Okay, go ahead.
He's gonna throw a physical dagger though.
Throwing a physical dagger?
Yeah, not a psionic dagger.
Okay.
Does a 25 hit?
25 does hit.
Oh, and Genie counts as an ally.
Genie does count as an ally.
Mm,
Too bad I forgot to bonus action first. Sorry, Genie, I broke your toy.
I can fix it.
31 points of piercing damage.
Whew. Okay. Genie, I have bad news.
Sure.
Victor knocks one of the charming little miniature ingenious devices out of the sky, and it explodes against the floor next to you.
Like a little.
Basically, yes.
Little fart noise.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. No, that's correct. That's correct. That's what happens. Victor, moving or staying put?
Genie yells, "Victor, stop!"
Victor's gonna stay put.
All right, who's next?
Orson with Genie.
10, 15, 20. Orson can get here, and he's gonna dodge.
Okay. Who's next?
We've got Genie with green token.
Genie is gonna try and grapple the little flying device.
Okay.
That is a 16.
Yeah, you get your hand on it. It's just like holding a very, very hot canvas bag, and your hand starts to burn. If you hold on to it for too much longer, I'm going to apply fire damage. It's like it feels like grabbing hold of a lamp.
Oh, can I switch my grip to the basket?
You only have one hand.
You're right.
So if you let go of it, it's not going to be grappled anymore. Your options are hold it and burn yourself, or don't hold it.
Oh, that's fine. I'll hold it.
All right.
Got green token with Ekon.
This part's fun for me. Genie.
Yeah.
The dumbest thing imaginable happens.
Okay.
I have a 23 to hit,
Okay.
and I have a 12 to hit.
No.
Ten points of lightning damage, as from the inside of the basket of the ingenious device is lobbed a piece of citrus fruit, which crackles with electricity as it impacts you. The other one that it throws goes wide, hits the ground, and splatters upon the carpet. It is
Are they
lobbing electrified lemons at you.
Are these 2 scale lemons with the tiny device, or?
They're large enough that hitting Genie with them actually
Okay.
hurts. Literally nothing about this makes sense.
Yep.
That's green. Green can't go anywhere because it's being grappled.
Right.
I've got Ekon with Edmont. So 5, 10, 20, get to there. No cover for this. I'm gonna need a dexterity 18 saving throw against Sacred Flame.
Is that also going to apply to? No, I guess not. Not if Genie's not holding it in the square. That's a 8 on the save.
Okay. And then that's 3d8 plus 5.
Nice.
Putting up there on Cleric levels. That'll be 17 radiant damage.
Okay. And it is bloodied.
I would like to point out that we all shouldn't come in here because we need somebody to slap us awake.
We could try going out through Insufferable Torment. We've got Edmont with Bedros, who's in this.
So Edmont, the door closes as Ekon steps away from it.
Sir, not appearing in this combat.
I just watched that movie a couple months ago.
Edmont opens it.
Okay. And it closes
That's
behind you.
Really?
Yep. I'm gonna attack it with my whip.
Okay.
This is a 26 hit.
That does hit. Can you be the guy?
9 points slashing damage.
And that's enough. Genie, Edmont has destroyed the other tiny toy ingenious device.
I can make another one. It's fine.
So here's my statement on that. A lot of you can go through the rest door. I'll go through the suffering door.
Genie,
Yep.
Hold on.
the panel through which the creatures issued forth remains open on the back side of the device.
Genie peers into it.
I just need to make a quick note here. Sorry. Genie. Inside, you find a scrap of parchment. It's written in Ferniskin, and it's also, you notice, it's written in your hand.
Genie reaches down and grabs it and
Okay.
examines it.
Opening up, reading the parchment, it's 2 hastily scrawled lines. It reads as such. Do you hear music? Do you hear nothing?
Hear nothing.
It's 2 lines written in your own hand. Do you hear music? Do you hear nothing?
Maybe we should go turn the music on.
Is the music? Do we still have the ambient music that we put on at the start?
Yeah, as far as I know, you're still listening to low volume. I don't know what you're listening to. Probably.
Melodic music.
Brother, get the brother, get the.
I'll have the volume turned up to where it's pleasant, like if you were actively listening to it rather than in the background.
Okay. You guys take a few minutes and have Beldross change to all the different stations and different kinds of music.
I haven't turn it off entirely.
Yeah.
He does that as well. Does not seem to affect any change in this particular room.
So before you go through the suffering door, I'm going to cast a second level aid targeting Edmont, Victor, and Genie. So each gain, third level aid. So each gain 10 additional current and maximum hit points.
Okay.
Okay. What's
Just
next?
recalculating the thing. Okay. And then, so a lot of you can go out the suffering or the rest door. I can go through the suffering door and wake you up.
I'm going to keep an eye on you because no one's gone through the suffering door yet. So let's see what it actually does.
Yeah, Edmont will open the suffering door.
Okay.
Indescribable torment, I think, is what it was.
It reads, unspeakable pain.
Yep. I'll step through.
"17 points of psychic damage. As you step through, you feel what can only be described as unspeakable pain.
You all right?
I'll live.
Wow.
And everybody who goes through the rest door falls asleep in the hallway.
Ekon, take a point of damage.
Yep.
Victor, take a point of damage. Jimmy, take a point of damage. Orson, take a point of damage.
All right.
As Edmont goes through and kicks everybody awake.
Well, this won't be in my hand. It's not in my hand currently, so I wonder. I wonder if this is from my hand because I am missing my dominant hand.
Your hand's just out in the dungeon somewhere, trying to send you riddles.
So
That would be the dumbest
We
thing.
go back
you
into the
guys
art
do.
room.
Yeah.
one thing we could do, we could turn the music off and then just go do a quick run around the entire dungeon to see if anything changes, and then turn it back on and do the same thing.
Well, you're
Oh,
going to
yeah,
have to tell me
music.
where you go in terms of room numbers, because spoilers, but I don't have the entire dungeon memorized.
Well, we would just go sequentially room by room.
I think we go. I think we go. I think we just check out. I think we follow our previous plan of just try to.
Do we never got anything for defeating the mirrors aside from making them appear in the respawning chamber, right?
Yeah.
I want to go and look at those mirrors some more. I think I'm interested in trying to see if there's a problem we didn't finish solving here.
Okay.
Could be.
All right. So if I look in this mirror, there's another mirror behind me, so I get like a funhouse mirror effect.
Ekon,
Yeah.
give me an investigation check.
You got it.
Can I assist?
I'm going to let Ekon handle this.
Okay.
Can I have preemptively cast guidance if I'm like actively doing this? Or...
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'll be an investigation of 23.
And bear with me just one moment.
I'm out of bear jokes. I'm sorry.
The bears, they still keep coming.
The bears.
23?
Yep.
Ekon, looking deeply into the mirror, into this infinite plane, you get a sense that there's something very, very far away that looks off in the distance like lettering. The contours of the room being stacked upon each other in an infinite way. The movement of Edmont behind you. You see the lettering come together in the cracks and crevices of your field of vision, and it reads, "Have you stood before the king?"
Got it. What did
Okay.
you say? What did you say again, Jeannie?
Have you...
Have you
Sorry.
heard the music? Have you heard the silence? Something like that?
Do you hear music? Do you hear silence? Or no, do you hear music? Do you hear nothing?
Okay.
Victor's gonna go check the other mirror.
But that gives me a thing, and Edmont will retreat to the game piece room.
Okay.
It's gonna go down, reach down, pick up the the thing of Aslan, the symbol of Aslan,
Mm-hmm.
and place it on the shelf.
And the shape of it vanishes. Victor, looking into the mirrors, you just see an infinitely recurring, very, very handsome young man.
Sad face.
Picking up what I'm putting down, brother.
Gonna go investigate.
But the thing is, we need some kind of grievance.
I was considering when we were in there bringing a grievance of we've been trapped in this stupid maze. But we're all just going to get thrown in the dungeons and killed from what we've seen if we do that.
Seems that way.
I don't have another firestorm if there's more guards.
I have a
Well,
wall of
Edmont
fire.
gestures to the half dozen soldier pieces that are on the floor inside the closet.
Excellent.
Victor's gonna investigate 16 as well.
There
Probably closer
are
to a dozen.
no soldier pieces on the ground.
There are not.
None. There are 4 fairy
Oh.
dragons, 5 butlers,
Hmm.
2 slavering dogs, 2 ingenious devices, and a partridge in a pear tree.
I don't. Have
Well-
we seen anybody? I don't know. I'm just. I feel real dumb.
I do too. I do feel really stupid as well. Yes.
So you've placed Aslan back on the board.
I think we should. If nothing else, we just
I mean,
it was
it
Ekon
gives
that
the-
saw the message, right?
Ekon saw the message, yes, in the mirrors.
Okay.
I guess I should maybe go stand in front of the king.
Try that grievance that yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
You've been
Did we
trapped in
find
this-
anything else in the other mirrors while the two of us were down there?
Nobody else saw anything out of place in the other mirrors.
okay.
Did
I'm gonna
we?
actually okay, we found that in 14. I'm gonna keep track of the rooms we found these clues, and then those two came from 12.
Did we fully investigate the Hill Horseman area?
Somebody did a big loop, and then there was a big gold block that's not going to be there anymore.
Right. Yeah.
But you guys have walked the whole loop, I
Yeah.
believe. All right,
Okay,
let's
we're gonna
save
see
this
that.
map. Make sure I'm overwriting the correct map.
Do you hear?
Okay. But from which direction do you re-enter?
I was gonna come
chamber?
in through here where the line starts.
Yep.
Okay. And yes, with the Azalin piece back in place, everything looks as though it has reset.
Suppose we wait in our turn in queue.
So who's actually standing in the line?
Ekon's at the front of our group.
I
at
think
least.
all 5 of us stand in line.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess the question is, are you standing there as individuals? Each of the 5 of you have an individual grievance? Or
No.
are you pairing off?
Oh, Ekon has an individual grievance. If you guys want to pair off.
I don't-
Victor?
See, I think we all go there as one unit, as a unified group.
That's an option as well.
Yeah, I think that's best because
Okay.
I got nothing.
Well,
It's-
okay. What I was going to say is that the king has allowed the fairy catcher's attention to wane and the dogs to go unfed. Was going to be my grievance.
I
Okay.
see.
So you guys wait in this line for a very long
Unless
time.
someone else has something better.
No, that's a good one.
One by one, the peasants in front of you are ushered forth. Eventually, you find yourself standing before the line of guardsmen. And then eventually, you are ushered beyond. Aslan sits upon the throne, bored out of his mind, as Ekon is called forth.
The 5 of us are all together.
Yeah, you guys are still milling back with the rest of the peasants who are kind of... This is like a secondary holding area for peasants who are about to step forth. So if Ekon's up in front of the king, all of you can be north of the line of guards.
House Veritas brings a grievance. The king has allowed the works of the fairy catchers to wane and the dogs to go unfed.
Ekon, make me a charisma saving throw.
Oh, I'm real bad at these.
Before you roll this, you can choose
Oh.
to fail if you want.
Well, I don't think I get really much of a choice either way. That's 8.
An 8. As you begin speaking this grievance, you have this compulsion to speak it with a level of indignation that normally Ekon would be a man who sees himself as holding himself to some level of decorum or... but for some reason, this grievance, as it leaves your throat, you feel very indignant about it. And for some reason, speaking a bitter complaint with indignation strikes you as being very important.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's yeah.
The king calls for one of the guardsmen to go and bring him one of the fairy catchers to see to this. Of course, the guardsman returns in a couple of minutes, saying that none of the fairy catchers are at their posts. At which point you're told that your grievance cannot be addressed, and your time before the king is over.
Ekon will do the best he can to bow and return to his family.
Okay?
Why don't we go see if the fairy's still out there?
Do I hear? I think we found Ekon's key to speaking a grievance.
Yeah.
So that's 2.
And you are heralded out either set of the double doors. You would not be
I'm
allowed
just-
to go back out to the south.
I'm just gonna. Oh, okay. We can loop around though, right?
Yeah, you can loop around once you get over there.
I'm gonna, working on Genie's theory, I'm gonna walk past these arches.
Where?
I'm gonna
There
walk
is one.
here
He's
through
saying
here.
we're looping around, and
Oh, sorry. Well, yeah, I'll show you. Let me show you the whole path. I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
he's going to
Let's zoom out.
37.
Yeah, I'm gonna do one of these. Oh, yeah, that's what you wanted. I'm gonna do one of these. Come over in 37, and I'm gonna walk from one end of 37 to the other.
Okay. Ekon. As you step past one of the northern alcoves, you feel that grievance again in your throat. If you were to walk through the archway of this alcove while speaking a bitter grievance with indignation, the portal would open to you.
You're right. I got it.
Oh. So it's not a physical object. It may not necessarily be a physical object then.
Doesn't seem to be. That's 2 down.
Is mine? You think mine's a musical? Musical? I don't know why it'd be musical. Genie's
Did
like
we
sitting here
actually
over.
Did we actually see past this door up here?
No, not yet.
No, we
Past
haven't gone
which
through
door?
that. Oh, yeah, the
Oh,
marked secret door. Actually, I don't think we did go through that.
Yeah, there's a secret door that nobody's opened yet.
Yeah, let's go
Go check
through
on
there.
that. Yeah.
We're just gonna look for the ferry while we go up to that door too.
You do not see the ferry, although the string is still dangling from the Nada door.
Well, Orson's gonna yank as hard as he can on the string.
And the wall opens up.
I'm disappointed, but okay.
I think we were overthinking that one.
Yeah, no kidding.
Good job, Orson.
Slide through.
Wait, Orson also has his. He has the fork, right?
Well, he didn't get a when he
He
walked
didn't get
past,
his.
Okay.
but he also failed that
That
initial.
intelligent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wisdom check
So-
or something like that.
So I'm not sure what means we can get for him to realize if that is or isn't the fork.
So the hallway opens up, and at the end of it, the music that you've set the dungeon to fades behind you, and instead you hear the fanciful sound of wood harps being played at the end of the hall. Looking down there, you see an illuminated pool of water, above which are flitting a large group of fairies.
Is anything in these alcoves?
No, just decorative fluff.
Well, hold on, Victor. Stop. Like, do you hear music? Like, there's music playing. So the music has changed, right?
Yeah.
Like, so the music in the dungeon stopped, and now we hear harp music, right?
We
Some
found
of
the fairies.
some of the sprites are playing wood harps.
We found the fairies to feed the dogs.
Yeah, but what about the clue that Genie found?
Maybe Genie has to go to 2 places. One place where music plays, one place where it doesn't.
Oh, Gene, you want to go ahead and see what the fairies have to say?
I'll go in there. I'll step in the room.
Okay? As long as you're not hostile towards the fairies, they give. You're essentially just welcomed amongst them. They're playing music and frittering about and playing in their secret little pool.
Is there any objects laying around? Does that
A few of
catch
them
my
are
attention?
carrying objects. Some of them are carrying just large for them, flowers. Some are carrying tiny weapons like little bows and arrows and things. One of them, you notice, is carrying a blood-stained copper coin.
Genie goes up to the fairy, pulls out a silver coin, and says, "I'll trade this for your coin."
But she trades it immediately. Your silver coin is much shinier.
Right. And she's holding the blood.
Mm-hmm.
She's holding it.
Yeah, you're just holding a copper coin. It looks like it came out of the prologue for Watchmen. As the fairies are flitting above the pool at your feet.
She turns around and she says, "This is the only object that immediately caught my attention in here." And she flicks it to Victor.
Victor, you are now holding a blood-stained copper coin.
Nothing. Nothing. Okay.
What of Orson?
I mean, we could flick it to Orson.
Booker. No, no Brick Road.
Nope.
Maybe we should take a break and have take a rest and see if we can't play the yes no game with air. Because yeah, I'm running out of ideas here. I don't know what any of these clues mean. So
let me see what I've got today. Oh wait, I can do that today.
okay.
Oh,
Well, actually, one thing we can do is Jeannie does not say this out loud. How many fairies are there? Or, like, she starts counting the fairies.
You find the task to be impossible, because as soon as they realize they're being counted, they make every effort to ruin the count. But there has to be at least 24 flitting about the room.
Okay.
Make me a perception
apparently
check,
was
Jeannie.
wrong when we asked between sessions. I can totally commune if you give me the time to cast it. It's even a ritual.
What kind of
I need a perception check from you, please.
perception? That is a. Do I have perception as a skill? That's a 17.
As you're counting fairies, which is just not... It's just a frustrating task.
Right.
Like, herding cats is easier than counting fairies. However, looking around the room, you notice something that catches your eye in the pool beneath you.
Right.
And when you look down, you see 5 dead human bodies.
Oh. Jeannie looks at the fairy catchers. We heard they weren't doing their jobs.
Yeah, they finally drowned the last of the fairy catchers.
Nice. Jeannie is going to, like, reach down and, like, I guess rifle through the fairy catcher's pockets.
Okay. And some of them have a couple of coins. Some of them have a knife or two. Lots of them have little arrows poking out of their necks and faces.
Huh? Okay.
Any of them have a key that opens another door?
None of them are holding a key, no.
Jeannie, like, she holds up the coin and says, do any of you know how to get into this door over here? And she describes at the end of the hall there.
They tell you there's not a door there.
Do you know how to go through?
Wait, which door did you ping? This one here?
Yeah.
Yeah, they tell you there's not a door there.
Right, but there wasn't a door here, but there's a passageway in. How do you get in? How do you get through the entrance there?
I mean, the placard clearly says that there's a door there.
It does.
Yeah, there's not a door there. They don't know what you're talking about. Or they're acting like they don't know what you're talking about.
How do you
There's
get to the
a
other
plaque,
side of the plaque?
If one of you wants to come with us, and we can prove it to you that the placard does indeed say that there's a door there.
They have no interest in following you to the placard.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, I'm pretty sure this is the kind of prank that they would appreciate, but okay.
They just drowned these 5 poor men. They were just trying to do their job.
That's a better prank too. You're right.
To be fair, those men's job was to capture them and feed them to animals.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, no, it's a great prank.
fairies totally in the right.
Dogs got to eat too, though. Like,
They don't have to
Dogs
eat
do-
fairies.
they don't get a choice in what they eat.
Right.
That's fair.
Okay, let's go this way where we had actually intended to go.
Heading back out
Yeah.
to the north, where there's a secret door.
Edmont attempts to open the secret door.
You open the secret door, and beyond.
4th time this session.
This is the first time I've heard that you wanted to open it.
Ah.
Looking beyond, the hallway starts out more or less even, right? More or less. And you see that there's a slight grade to it. Off in the distance, 60 some odd foot away. However, just a few feet in front of you, there are huge burn marks in the carpet of the floor, where you see 2 bizarre-looking humanoid creatures sitting at what they look to have been a cook fire just built in the middle of this hallway. And as you open the door and step in, they each look up to you. They are dressed
Hello?
like no creatures you've ever seen before in your life. You've never seen this kind of style. They're wearing some kind of hide or leather armor, but you can't even identify what kind of creature would have made it. The creatures themselves have very pale, like almost jaundiced skin that is pulled gaunt over their faces. But their eyes and the warmth given off by their bodies and the necessity to sit near to a cook fire tell you that they're not among the undead. As you enter, one of them reaches back, puts his hand upon a crossbow sitting next to him. The other reaches across his back where he has a long curved blade sheathed.
Edmont holds up his hands and says, no quarrel.
In what language?
Darkanese.
In Darkanese.
Yeah, start with Darkanese.
They hear Darkanese, and they glance back to each other one at a time. The one with his hand in front, nearest to Edmont, this one here, has his hand upon the hilt of his sword, holds his other hand out in front of you, palm and fingers splayed to keep you at length, and says, in perhaps the worst Darkanese you've ever heard in your life, says, "We just want a way out."
Likewise.
And they look back to each other and then back at you. And he says something that you don't understand. Give me an intelligence check.
Don't mind if I do.
You're looking for a DC 14 to pass this to understand what he's saying. Nice. He tells you, or he asks you, please, to speak slowly. He doesn't speak your language, but he is chaos shaping his own speech so that he could be understood.
If you wish, I can try other languages.
And you run through all the other languages you know, and
Every one of us can cast comprehend language.
That is also true.
Yeah.
is that what we're doing?
Just,
Actually,
Yeah, I'll just-
actually, no, I haven't put that up yet.
I'll just
Thought I
make a
had.
slot.
Yeah, I can use my noble slot.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll cast it.
And comprehend, that means
We-
both of you can understand each other, or you can only understand them.
We can understand them.
Like we would require tongues from Destil for.
Yeah.
I don't have that prepped. I might have a scroll, but
Okay.
also it seems like they can understand us. Okay,
But Victor,
we talk slowly.
Yeah, if we talk slowly, we should be able to.
Victor's got the mind words if we need it.
The one in the front seems to understand you as long as you're speaking Darkanese, and as long as you're speaking it relatively slowly. Actually, irregardless of what language you speak. The one in the front seems to be able to understand it as long as you're speaking slowly and clearly. The one in the back has no clue.
Yeah, no, we likewise are trying to find a way out of here.
The one with the sword, he's not taking his hand off his sword, places his hand upon his chest. Azarad reaches back, touches his companion, who is still hasn't quite picked up the crossbow, but looks like it's not going to take much coaxing. He says, Braedran. Then he holds his hand out towards Edmont.
Edmont introduces himself. Edmont Veritas. These are my these are my family members. My brother Ekon, cousin Jeannie. My cousins Jeannie, Victor, and Orson.
His boy Elroy, Jane, his wife.
And then hold out my hand to him.
Okay.
Ruby, Ruby, Ruby.
Wrong
Sorry.
show. You did that incorrectly. These creatures entered the maze at some point. They're cagey about when or how that happened. They don't trust you. They've only been seeking an exit. They fell down a hole at some, or they climbed down a hole to the end of their rope. Sounded with the same light cantrip coin trick that you guys use. Saw that the drop was not terribly far from where they were. Decided to drop down. Landed upon this sloped carpeting hallway, which ended in what they thought was a dead end. And that was a few hours ago, they've been resting ever since. That's their story.
So they're saying that this goes up and then becomes a vertical climb into one of these endless pits.
That's exactly what they're saying.
And that's easy enough for anyone with boots of flying to check real quick.
Yeah, so they'll let us go past.
Will they let us check that?
Yeah, they'll let you go past them as long as you don't show them any hostility. But
Yeah.
you go, and then for a while, and there's nothing to see. It slopes up and up and up and up until it becomes just a sheer carpeted wall in front of you. From that position, when you look up, you can see the bottom of their rope dangling.
Oh. We fly up to the rope and grab it?
You sure can.
Keep going. I want to see which of the exits it comes out of.
It
I think we
eventually...
found half a dozen bottomless holes, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll fly up the rope.
Okay. Who's flying? Ekon and Genie, or just one or the other?
I think it's probably safer for us to travel as a pair.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to need a... What am I going to call this? I'm going to call this a Constitution saving throw.
All right. A 20.
20 as well.
Nice. Flying up to the point where the rope is dangling from, you suddenly feel your stomach churn and flip inside your body. You just feel a very disorientating moment of vertigo as you realize you've crossed a gravity plane. And now, instead of flying up a long shaft, you are flying down a long hole, through which the rope is still descending.
Okay.
All right, let's keep going, I guess. That was fun.
You find yourselves flying down the shaft in this room.
Yep.
The rope descends all the way to the floor, dangles there, and is affixed to nothing.
Can I grab the rope and coil it up?
Give it a tug?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and after a moment, it comes loose. Actually, you have to pull it hand over hand for a little while until the rest of the rope passes the gravity plane. And then it falls coiled at your feet, a good 100 feet or so.
Glance out the curtain. Yeah, that's kind of where I thought we might end up. Watch the flip on those.
How much should we reveal to these guys? Though I wonder. Edmont says telepathically to Victor.
So on the way back, Jeannie says, "So, where did your?" She says, "We haven't found where your familiar came in from the big small room."
No, it's back. It's on the other side of the water room. Remember? So the familiar found the water room.
Oh, okay.
I think if we
It's-
go
it's
that
this
way,
way.
we find a passage to the big small room.
Okay. All right. If you say so.
I think.
Yeah, that's correct.
It's a little disorienting when you're watching through a familiar's eyes, but that's what I can tell.
Yes, that is correct. Yeah, and after a little while, you guys kind of warily, kind of just staring at these two men, and eventually Ekon and Genie make their way back up the hallway.
I'll throw the guy in front of his rope.
And he looks shocked, and he takes it up, and he asks how this is possible.
The hallway loops back into itself across a... Ekon tries to think of the simplest word for gravity.
Jeannie starts.
Falling spot.
Yeah, Jeannie starts describing like extra dimensional
Ekon
spaces.
cuts that down very quickly.
Genie,
Yeah.
As
how do
plainly-
you describe extra dimensional spaces? Like, give me just a phrase or two about it.
Hole outside of reality. Basically,
And
like basically pocket dimension, that kind of stuff. You know, that
Edmont,
kind of...
you have comprehend languages up, yes?
Yes.
So when Genie explains that, he turns and speaks to his companion in a language you've never heard before. But with comprehend languages up, they're here exploring demiplanes. Well, who cares? They might be able to help us get out of here. They must have come in from somewhere. I'm not sharing the bounty with them, if that's what you're asking. I don't know that they're bounty hunters. The one with the crossbow. looks back up at you. All. I'm disinclined to share the bounty in any event. Then the man who can understand looks back to Edmont. Edmont, give me an insight check.
I mean, we all have an comprehend language.
Oh yeah, then everybody can roll an insight check if you've got comprehend languages. Because they had
16 is what I got.
Okay, they had no idea you can understand any of that conversation.
I got a really high score, 30.
17.
So yeah, Jeannie, as soon as you started talking about pocket dimensions and holes in, they immediately understood what you meant. Had a side conversation about it. All of you understood that, and so I need all of you to make a deception check, or else they're going to know you know what they were talking about, and that might just spur tensions even higher.
That's a 4.
It's a 15.
Do I even need to bother giving you my?
I wonder how many people passed this.
Victor got a
Deceptions,
15.
That's a 13.
Okay. So 13 fails. Does anybody else? Ekon got like a 4.
Yeah.
Is it 15 pass?
15 passes.
Victor
And
passes.
Edmont passed as well.
So Jeannie and Ekon,
Uh-huh.
you see for a moment, like that they can tell that they're seeing the understanding on your faces. And then he says again in the same language, "You speak with Gith's tongue." He's asking you if you speak with Gith's tongue.
And then Jeannie will look at it, shake her head, and says, "No, we have a magic that lets us understand languages."
We hear with our ears.
The one of them suddenly grips his crossbow even tighter, and the guy in the front puts his hand behind. Says, "Very well. More fool us."
I mean, we weren't intending to fool you.
You're
or
trying to get
anything.
out. We're trying to get out. We have the same goal.
He nods.
We were-
He asks, "Who's commissioned you?"
None.
Like-
We're trying to escape.
Do you think we should just tell them the whole story?
Not yet, but I can all say, we're nobles of our homeland, and we work on our own service, and ostensibly the service of our High Lord of our Republic, but that's a very complicated story right now.
They ask why you're here.
We were trapped.
Let's just say you don't piss off the Wizard King.
Edmont, you say we were trapped. They look back and exchange glances again. And then back to you. What have you done to offend the lady?
Wait, the lady?
The late,
You mean the lady of pain, right? Is that what
Edmont's
he said?
never heard of the Lady of
Blades,
Pain.
I thought.
like, didn't
Yeah,
we have
yeah.
about the lady.
we heard about her from Aslan.
Yeah,
he
Dark-
was
yeah.
talking to Aslan and
Yeah.
Darkwood.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
Aslan
with
went
his,
Aslan
with
went
his
on
villain
a,
speech. Yeah,
So,
he
so
had his
what have
monologue.
you done to offend the lady?
didn't
Which
offend the
lady? We fed the king, Aslan, Darkon.
Never met the lady.
Yep.
There's no recognition on their faces when you speak of Aslan.
Jeannie pipes up and says, "I think we should fully exchange information here. They seem to know where we're at."
We seem to know some stuff that we might not know. I'm a
Did he-
little worried. I am a little worried, and I'll kind of look at Victor
In the
because they can understand our speaking language, Victor. So why don't we just have a quick you and me one-on-one? You can relay this.
We still got the telepathic up.
Okay, good. I am a little concerned that if they come to the realization that we might be responsible for the existence of this maze, they might become hostile.
Well, I don't know. They may think that, but I don't think we're responsible for the existence of this maze. It sounds like Aslan basically stole this knowledge from Darkwood, who stole it from this lady, whoever she is.
Which is why I'm concerned if they think that they may become hostile, and not that that's what happened, and they're going to kill us because of it.
So basically, Jeannie
Right.
chimes in on the mind. She says, "I don't think we bring up Darkwood, because remember he was he
He's
made
made
him
some
sound like he
enemies,
was a
it sounds
bit
like.
of a rebel." Yeah.
Do we
Where
want
he's-
to tell? We've already mentioned the existence of the Wizard King. Do we want to tell them that he created this in the mockery of the ladies thingy?
Yeah, that's basically
Yeah.
like he.
So Ekon will turn and he'll try his best to explain. a wizard king in a realm we were banished to created this place as a what's the word? It's as a inspired by what we believe to be the lady's vision, and so we were cast into it. It sounds like in doing so, we also cast people from the lazy's home into it. So we're also looking for an escape.
Yeah. So this
that-
isn't this.
They look back at each other, and you can tell that he doesn't say anything to his companion behind him. He turns back instead. But you're not after the bounty.
Who?
What bounty?
What bounty?
No, we're not after the bounty. We're after a way back to our homeland, where we are very busy and do not have time to go tromancing about the what do you call them, planes or whatever,
Multiverse.
or bounties.
He nods. He looks back. Says, we ought to show them the thing. They seem to argue about it for a moment, but the one with the crossbow pulls forth a very badly rusted placard, the kind of which looks identical to the one that Victor pried off the wall earlier, except it's just badly damaged and rusted. Hands it forward. The second guy
Take it.
hands it forward to Edmont.
Yep.
So we found this. We don't know what it means. Edmont,
written in
looking on the
Dragonese?
inside, written in Ferniscan.
Oh.
Can you climb? Can you stand upon your head?
Gravity room.
Turn around. Hand it to the others.
Your ladies' mazes, is the exit to those usually a combination of going through a place and doing or having a thing?
They explain that there's always a portal that leaves out.
We've been identifying these, but they seem to be independent for each of us. So we've only been able to find a few of them so far. Our plan was to leave once we found one for each of ourselves.
Do you have any other means of escape?
I haven't tried probing the boundaries of the space through my god's magic yet.
Ekon, give me an insight check.
Yeah. That's an insight of 25.
Ekon, here's the predicament that these poor bastards find themselves in. The maze was developed by Evelyn using magic that automatically will create portals for the people that he devised it for. That means your party plus Darkwood plus Beldross. These guys came in after the fact through some other magic. Your understanding is they don't have a way out. Unless they can magic themselves out with their own means, they're just stuck here.
Genie pipes up and says, what kind of bounty are you guys after? Is it a person or an object?
They're absolutely not going to discuss that because they're not looking to share it with you. They're not sure that they believe that you're not after it. And the more information you have, the more opportunity you have to steal it out from under them.
Okay.
Is there anything that I could say or do that would convince you of our sincerity as far as this bounty goes?
Yeah, they're not looking to discuss the bounty in any event. But yeah, if you're looking for exits, they haven't explored much of the maze yet. But in time, they would be able to share other information they come across if you cross paths again.
Okay.
So here's the next question. Is what do you tell Azarad and Bradrin about the maze that you already know? Like, for example, do you tell them the mechanics of, like, the figurine room, how the little dials work?
I think we should absolutely tell them about the figurine room before they screw it up for us.
Agreed.
Probably the dials as well.
Yeah.
I don't
Would
think
do
there's
it
much
back
harm.
client. He's an ally of ours.
Okay.
I don't think there's much harm in telling them what we know about the maze. Unless they're going to maliciously try and counter us.
So you share the information that you've come across then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
How long have you been in? How long have you been in here?
They claim they've been here for a couple of hours, but in the past couple of hours, you guys had explored this room previously and not seen a rope dangling there.
Yeah. That could be time is fucked up.
Could be.
What is the So what was Victor's Victor got a placard with a
Yeah, let me
hint
find
on
that
it, right?
Where did they find the placard?
Yeah, where did you find this?
At the top of the shaft they descended.
Okay.
There was an amount of detritus and just rubble laying around at the base of this hole that they climbed down into, and that was among the things, and it was the only thing that possessed writing, but they didn't understand the language that was written there. The placard reads in Ferniscan, "Can you climb? Can you stand upon your head?"
Pretty sure that's sandwiched in the gravity room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
where did
that
you-
makes sense.
Where did you find this like where did you enter from? Just if you don't mind me asking, like what was the location you were at?
They explained that they paid a lot of platinum to learn the location of the portal, and they're disinclined to tell you about it. That is a trade secret.
Okay,
Huh.
good luck, losers. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I think that's all we can do here.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ekon, you get the sense that without powerful magic, these guys aren't leaving. They didn't have a portal generated for them, so...
Express my gratitude, and I guess we
Sounds like
make
we're going
for
our
the
separate ways.
gravity room.
We need to figure out how to deal with this whole fairy dog
There,
situation with all the door open.
That has given me one thought, though. We need to take all things that could possibly be keys and go see if any of them resonate with Bedros. So I think we have the coin, the fork. Was there anything else?
We got the golden sword and the goblet and
Yeah.
the other thing.
Sword, goblet, mortar, and pestle.
Yeah.
So
Bedros is
I would like to go do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ekon, I need an insight check at disadvantage.
You got it.
Take a
Let me
a-
roll. Oh yeah, that's a 13 to start.
Got a flash of genius in the chamber.
I don't have a flash of genius in the chamber. I was gonna give him a whatchamacallit, a buff to give him
Oh.
advantage. But he
Oh.
rolled disadvantage first.
Sorry, I thought you were going to say Flash of Genius. My bad.
I'm out of flash of genius.
So how do we do?
13.
A 13. Beldros reacts. He's in a lion form, so he's harder to read. But he reacts to the golden goblet.
Okay.
But the reaction is all you. The nature of the reaction you do not know.
Okay. Is there any way you could force Beldros to I don't know, revert back and speak to us?
I wouldn't want to without putting down a bunch of wards. I do have a commune, though. If you want to spend the 10 minutes, I can burn some incense and we can ask Gare some questions.
Or
Perhaps we can
I
take a
think
short
I've
break
got
here.
three.
And
Let me double check. I think I've got 3 yes or no questions for you.
Why don't we go check the gravity room first?
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's fine. We can check gravity room.
Oh, I
first.
loaded up the. Oh, I was loading up the Beldros map. Gravity room is down on this map. Gravity room is number 30. So let's go ahead and let's resolve commune. And then we'll have to do one more session of this dungeon to mop up everything else.
Okay.
Because I have just looked at my clock and noticed that it is
Yeah.
5 of 7.
Yeah.
I'm not.
It's
I'm not going to
pretty
be
late.
here, so.
I swear, 10 minutes ago I looked over and it was only 5 of 5. So I don't know what happened to the last hour. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's finish up a commune spell.
All right. So that's ritual. So I'll need to spend any, and there's no cost. I just do this every day.
And you
Oh
get-
wait, material. Okay, it's 20. No, the material's doesn't have a cost. Yep. So 3 yes or no questions for air.
Okay. Which are what?
You got
Treble, you're the one that has been wanting a commune. I thought you maybe had.
Well,
some
I did, but then like, hold on.
like we'll have discussed this before I cast the spell, obviously.
Yeah, that's fine. And then we're off next week, but then we pick up the week after that, and we can finish this all up. And when we do that, we will play with the gravity room, which I've been dying to do all night.
Right. It's that the questions I had written down were like, they're buried by 50,000 messages from
Huh. Yeah.
people talking about the next thing.
Oh yeah, no. Our secret chat got pretty heated last night.
Had you guys selected commune questions and then?
Okay, yeah, here we
buried
go.
them?
Here it is. Let's see. Do we possess any other keys that we haven't? The only one that is relevant here is do we possess any other keys that we haven't identified as a key yet?
Okay. Let's start with that. Great air. Do we possess any keys to this maze that we have not yet realized are keys?
Yes.
Okay.
Great air. Is there one key for each of us, or more, within this maze,
Is there one key for each of you?
including Bedros, all my family members, myself, and your angel?
Yes. One for each of you.
Or more.
Well, I was gonna say like.
So wait. So
I was gonna.
hold on. We know we have a key for who? We have a key for Edmont. We have a key for Ekon.
And one for Beldros.
And one for Beldra. So Jeannie doesn't have a key. Victor doesn't have a key, right?
And Orson
Orson.
doesn't have
And Orson. So you can ask if one of those keys is for Victor, or is one of these keys that we have not identified for Jeannie.
Well, I was gonna say like.
Great air.
Well, wait. What was you gonna say, Treble?
Must we restore Jeannie's hand in order for her? If we restore Jeannie's hand, will we be able to leave here?
No.
No. What?
Sorry, I felt that was worth asking, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
I
Jeannie
think that's my 3 questions.
just has a key hand now.
We'll build you a prosthetic, Jeannie.
Well, yeah, she'll be in the next Kingdom Hearts game. It'll be fine.
Okay.
All right, so we're off next week, and then the week after that should be the finale, because I have a sizable epilogue ready to go.
It's fair.
I don't need to save the map. I'm going to save it anyway, though, just out of habit.
Good habit to have. It would be a real shame if you overwrote a map.
Yeah, I've never done that. Knock wood.
Never.
Didn't you do it once?
Nope.
And we made fun of you.
No, didn't happen.
I recall us distinctly making fun of you.
Definitely didn't happen. Thanks so much for playing, guys.
Yep.
Enjoy your dinner. Peace out.
Later, friends.
Later.